Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome back and happy almost New Year's to all the Cancers out there. If you are a Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, or North Node, this is your tarot reading for the upcoming month of January of 2025. In case any of you are interested, I will be using my brand new Grateful Dead tarot deck. Whoa, that sun is coming in strong. Grateful Dead tarot deck right there. I love the colors and the symbolism of this deck so much, and I hope you guys will as well. So let's see what Cancer has in store for the new year. So, first card I saw was bottom of the deck. We have the Lover's Reverse. And then all three of these came out together. We have the Fool, aka the storyteller in this deck. The Six of Pentacles. Where is that sun? There we go, Six of Pentacles. And then the King of Swords upright. So, just based on first vibes, if you will, January is going to be a time where it's like you're going to be focusing on yourself. And because you have this newfound focus on yourself, you're opening yourself up to new avenues of adventure, of experience, of music. Dun, 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 dun. Uh, I guess I should say that song, Budding Trees by Nako, Medicine for the People. Look that up. That might give you some inspiration there. But your focus is going inward, and because you are, but that's what's interesting. You're refilling your cup in the month of January. And because you are finally putting your focus on yourself and how you can refill your own cup and give yourself the energy that you often put towards others, you cancers, you throw love out into the world like you're just slingshotting it every which way you go. But often, if you do that without, it's a tricky tread. It's a tricky path to tread because, of course, spread love everywhere you can, but if you continue to pour love into avenues that don't pour it back into you, if it's not a reciprocatory energy, and I know you don't give love just to receive it back, that's not how you operate, but you can only give so much until your coffer is empty. And then when you're trying to give from that empty cup, there's nothing left. So you're finally recognizing that, and you're using January to kind of recharge, re energize, refill those coffers, refill your cup. And because you are taking the time to refill your own stores of energy, you are going to have the opportunity to be then generous again with your love, with your energy, with your resources, even. But in order to do that, you need to have this moment of solitude. And the moment of solitude is going to bring you a mental clarity you didn't have before, which is going to help you reshape your priorities and reshape what you want to do and where you want to go and how you want to move forward in your life. And this seems to be a theme. This has come up in a couple readings where January is going to be a time where you are meeting yourself where you are in the present moment. You're not meeting yourself from the traumatized person you have been up until this point. You're not meeting yourself from the planner that wants to do all these things in the future. You're finally bringing your focus into the present moment to see yourself where you are now. Figure out what you want. And I love that this is a storyteller. Retell yourself the story of your life. Figure out what you want the story of your life to be from here. It doesn't matter what you have had planned in the past or for the future. It doesn't matter what has happened to you in the past. We're telling our story from today. So do you want to continue to tell the same story of, oh, I was traumatized from this event that happened to me and this is why I am the way I am now? It's just a story you're telling yourself. Do you want to change the narrative? January is the time to do so. And by changing the narrative, you're starting on a new adventure. You're starting forth on a new journey. Oh, I have chills. That's going to bring you towards more of what is aligned to you now. What is actually truly aligned to you now, and rather than what's just been a trauma response from your past situations, or rather than what you've been thinking has been outside of yourself, thinking you need to strive towards. It's like you are coming into fullness within yourself. Oh, it's so exciting. I have crazy chills. You're coming into fullness within yourself. And because you are meeting yourself where you are now, again, you are able to retell your story. You're able to readjust the direction of life that you're going in. And it's so exciting. And again, it's all coming from a position of self-love. When the lovers is reversed, it's focused inward, it's focused on the self. And it's interesting to note too, where upright lovers also denotes a choice, but ultimately the reverse lovers, it's like you don't have a choice. Like this is what's meant for you in this moment. And it's almost like kismet. It's there's a divinity to it. There's a divinity to it where you needed to experience everything you have experienced in order to get to this place where you're like, you know what? I'm done. I'm sick of that story. I'm sick of being the martyr. I'm sick of being the victim. I'm sick of being the perpetrator. Whatever it is, however you fit into your story, you're done. And you're recognizing it truly is just a story. So how do I want my story now to change? How do I want the story of my life to change from this moment on? And oh, that's so interesting. I'm getting like such clear visions here. It's almost as if you think of like an actual story, a novel, a movie, a fairy tale, whatever you want it to be, the story you were telling yourself of why you are the way you are up until this point was never actually part of the story. It's like the bit of lore that you drop somewhere in chapter 8 just to get a little bit more background on the main character, but ultimately like it shows rather than them being defined by that, it shows the strength of the main character because they were able to move past that whatever that confined version of them was. It shows the strength because they were able to recognize they are so much more than what this thing was. Even though this thing was monumental, it was never a part of the actual story of your life. It was it was a little bit of lore, a little bit of character development to get you to the beginning of the story, to get you along the journey, to then just be like, oh yeah, that happened to me once, but it's fine. And everybody's like, wait, what? And it could be like life shattering for other people, but I mean, cancers, there's a depth to you all that like I feel like cancers are the ones that drop the most insane childhood like lore, trauma, whatever. They're like, yeah, but I turned out fine, and everyone's sitting like, girl, what? And cancer's like, yeah, it's fine, it's whatever. So it's that's what that is. I think up until now you have defined yourself from whatever your past has been, or from whatever again you thought you were missing in your life that you were trying to strive for as you progress towards the future. You're finally just like, fuck that. I want to be here now. And if you haven't read that book, I highly recommend it. Be Here Now, Ram Dass. I want to be here now. I want to experience now. I want to let the present unfold before me, like turning the pages of a book. The more present you are, the more you're able to actually experience the magic of life, the magic that unfolds in every single moment. And January is the beginning of that story. It's the beginning of that magic coming to life for you, Cancer. Oh, that's brilliant. Oh, I have chills again. Let me see what else is going on. Oh my gosh, the chills I have with these cards. So the Eight of Pentacles fell out by itself. Oh my god, look at the symbolism with the little bear. That's the cutest. And this is a new deck to me, so there are cards I haven't seen yet, including the Eight of Pentacles. Like this is perfect. That's perfect to me. We had this big chunk, this big pile of cards fall out, but when that happens, I just take the one on top. Um, Ace or the Terrapin in this deck, the Ace of Cups there. And then Ultimate Transformation, we have River, which is Death in this deck. So, oh, and the Queen, I didn't even notice the Queen of Cups. The Queen of Cups was under the Ace of Cups as well. So let's leave her out. And the Queen of Cups is very Cancerian energy already. So I mean, we're just getting so many cards denoting change, transformation, new beginning, all of it. Coming back to the self, working hard at coming back to yourself. Or I shouldn't say hard, working diligently at coming back to yourself. Because I mean, we already had the Fool come out. The Ace of Cups is moving towards a more emotionally fulfilling path for you. It's moving towards emotionally fulfilling opportunities, emotionally fulfilling relationships. It's just starting anew in a way where your heart is leading you. You're letting your heart guide you to whatever is ready to unfold before you. And then of course with death, it's just the ultimate transformation. It's you letting your old self die so the new can be reborn even better than what it was previously. And I love that in every death card in all of the decks I have, they always emphasize the sun, whether it's rising like it is in the Rider Waite deck, or whether this is still nighttime, but the sun is fully in the sky, showing that like this is not the end. This is just it's just the beginning. That's a theme with this. That's a theme. That is a theme with this spread. It's not the end, it's just the beginning. It's you coming back to yourself. And of course, with the Eight of Pentacles, that's always just working, again, working diligently towards your goals. But ultimately, it's in this spread, this is working diligently towards becoming more of yourself and relearning who you actually are underneath all of those layers of baggage and trauma and experience and whatever it is. It's relearning and allowing yourself to get to the core of that onion, to get to the center of that lotus flower, to get to the heart of who you really are, Cancer. And I think I mean, quite literally using writing, but any way you can use creativity during this time, during the month of January, is going to help you. And something I love, if you have a journal, and I'll say this for the perfectionists out there, a journal is what, like 300 pages or however many pages is usually in there, front and back, maybe 600. If you make something and you don't really love it, that's okay because you still have 299 other pages. Like, utilize this act of creation, utilize this act of creativity to not only become the co-creator of your reality, which is actively happening as you write or as you draw, as you envision all of it. Part of you is becoming the co-creator, but the other part of you is also healing the parts of yourself that never felt like they were enough, which is what kept you striving towards change and betterment and going for what you think you don't have in the future. You're healing the parts of you that have been told you weren't enough, that have been told you're not good enough, smart enough, talented enough, whatever it is, and you're finally learning to turn off those outer voices. You're finally learning to amp up the voice of your soul, of your spirit, of your guides, of your connection to God. And if you don't like the word God, to source, to the universe, to your higher self. Like, this spread is gorgeous. This spread is gorgeous. I feel like I like want tears to well up because I can feel it in my heart. And it feels like it's been a long time coming, Cancer. And again, January is just the beginning. It's starting anew. It's meeting yourself where you are today. It's deconditioning and unlearning all of the things that were never yours to begin with, and relearning who you actually are on a soulful level. What brings you true fulfillment and connection with yourself and your animal guides. You can see the crows on there. With yourself, with your animal guides, with your spirit team, like all of it. This has happened the last couple readings. It's been so abundantly just like clear of what the cards are laying out here. Like, it's a very straightforward message. I also just want to show you, like, can you see the emotion on the terrapin in this card? It's like just like a blissful joy and appreciation and a gratitude for where they are and for this new path that's laid ahead of them. Wheel of Fortune. Do they all want to come out? I was trying to pull the Wheel of Fortune off just to leave it as that. Is that the Nine of Cups? Yep. So I guess they all want to come out. Interesting. We'll get to that in a second. So it was Wheel of Fortune. Then under the Wheel of Fortune was the King of Cups reverse. And then under that we have the Mirror and the Sun. There we go. And the Mirror is the Tower. Let's put these next to each other. So I think January is really going to be a time with this King reverse, and we already had the Queen of Cups come out. And this might have come up in your reading last month too. I don't remember if it was Cancer, but there was an emphasis on not relying on logic and tapping more into your divine feminine and relying on that sense of surrender and trust. And even if you can't see it, like knowing it's unfolding before you. So as you're going through all of this internal change and starting anew, your intuition is going to be guiding you towards something that might not logically make sense. It'll be guiding you towards, I'll use this as an example. Say you get the strong urge to move somewhere, but your job does not offer remote work and it's like a six-figure salary job and they're only located in the city you're in now, and you moving away means you won't have that job anymore, and it's a really niche and obscure field, so it's not even easy to find a job in that field, and you've been in it for a long time, and all of the logic is pointing to why would you want to move to this new city just because you felt like you wanted to? They like you won't have a job, you won't have money. How are you gonna like afford anything? How are you gonna afford life? Whatever. But you're just like, I don't know, but I don't need to know. I just know this is right for me. I just know it's right for me. It's going to be a time to lean into that feminine intuition and not needing to have all of the answers as to why or how or who or what or where or when. Like no, you won't have any answers. You'll just be like I don't want to say blindly because it's not blindly because you can feel that it's right, but you're just you have the blindfold on in a way where you're like, I can't see what's unfolding. I don't know what's ahead, but I know if I follow this urge, it's going to lead me to something greater, to this new beginning, to this new story that I am currently unraveling and telling as I go. It's not I'm telling it as myself in the future. I'm not telling it as a story of the past. I'm telling it with every new experience. And the only way that the story is going to unfold is if I'm open to taking those risks and experiencing those new things and putting myself out there and just trusting what's ahead. So with the sun, the tower, and the wheel of fortune, these three together, I love, and people are so afraid of the tower. And this is like the fourth or fifth reading that the towers come out to. People are so afraid of the tower because they're so afraid of change. But I think in this instance, and especially with both the wheel and the sun coming out with it, and the king reverse coming out with it, this is change that's going to ultimately bring you to yourself, to your inner child, to your sense of curiosity for the world around you, and to your ultimate authenticity. And because you'll be leaning into that authenticity and letting that excitement, that eagerness just to experience, you're letting that guide you through whatever this major change is, you are going to have luck on your side. It's going to feel like you're going to feel like one of those people where just like everything works out for you. Like, and not but, and the reason everything works out for you is because you trust your instincts. You have that Queen of Cups energy where you're just like, my intuition is my strongest feature and I'm going to trust that. Even if it doesn't make sense, it doesn't have to make sense to you. It doesn't have to make sense to your family. It doesn't have to make sense to anybody around you. But you have this ultimate trust in where you are and where you're going. And that's why it's going to feel like you are the luckiest person in the world. Like you are just every single step you take is blessed. Like you could literally like walk out into a shark infilled ocean and the sharks would be like, oh, you need help getting back to shore. Here, hold on to my fin. Like, let's drive you back to shore. Like something just so unrealistic in turn like if like own like oh like plot armor kind of thing, like that's how it's going to feel. Oh, I have chills. That's how it's going to feel. That's how your life is going to feel once you start. And I say once, but I think you're already starting, you're already making that progress, because January isn't the time to release and shed to get there. January is the time where you're like, all right, I've already done the hard work, so now let's start this new story. You are going to feel like you have the ultimate plot armor. I love that this is all about like a story. That's that theme there. And we started with the storyteller or the fool, but I love that it's the storyteller in this deck because that's what it feels like. It's the start of the story of your life. And that's not to discredit where you've already been, you know? You haven't not been living up until this point, but you've been living on autopilot in a way. You've been living in response to what happened to you in the past, and you've been living like as a trauma response wants to come forward, where now in this present moment in the month of January you're finally like, fuck that, I'm living in the now, I'm not living in the when, I'm living in the right now, and I'm letting things unfold before me. And I think, especially with the Wheel of Fortune, that is a card that really rewards presence. It really reward because right after the Wheel of Fortune is Justice and then the Hanged Man. So being in the present moment, you are able to come to terms with who you are right now, come to terms with where you've been, what you've done to yourself, to others, how you've been maneuvering in this life, and recognizing the karma that you've garnered, whether good or perceivably bad. And then with the Hanged Man, it's just sitting with that. It's just being like you have nowhere to go after that. It's just sitting and being with it. And the wheel kind of starts that I guess the Hermit starts that, but you know what I mean. It's all a story of the tarot, but I lost my train of thought going on that tangent. And now there's a hair stuck to my hand. What's happening? Oh my gosh. But I mean, we're already out of time here. But Cancer, what is waiting for you in the month of January is yourself. It's your story. It's the start of your bestseller. If you guys are writers or if you've been feeling like writing it has been calling you, do that. I mean, I'll bring it back to the symbolism of the 8 in this deck. He's writing. He's writing, whether in his journal or he's writing a novella, like whatever it may be. He's writing. And so it's self-expression is going to be your greatest tool. Self-expression and your connection to your intuition. But ultimately, I'm going to say this again, this is a gorgeous spread. And like there's so many benefits, Cancer, benefits that you deserve. But of course, with all of that said, this is a general reading, so it is possible not everything resonated. If that is the case, you can book with me for individual or tarot readings directly in my website in the description below. I offer tarot, astrology, human design, and numerology is coming in 2025, so keep a lookout for that if you're interested. If you did like this reading at all, which I know I did, leave me a like, leave me a comment, and let me know how it resonated, how you want to utilize these energies moving forward, how you want to start being the author of your own story. Oh my God, so much excitement. I just slipped off of the armrest. But additionally, also, we do this every single month for all of the signs. So if you are interested in getting your forecast for the month ahead, according to the tarot cards, go ahead and subscribe to my channel. I would love to have you guys here in the future, especially seeing how this energy is unraveling. I would love to see what you do with it. Oh, Cancer, January is your month. 'Cause it's the start of something new. It feels so right to be here with you. Oh, and now I'm looking in your eyes. I feel in my heart. The start of something new. I never knew that it could happen till it happened to me. Oh, yeah. It's easy to see. Anyway, I won't serenade you guys any longer. I have crazy chills, but listen to that song over and over and over and over and over and over, and over to the point where it's your number one on your Spotify rap next year. All right, that's all I got. We're over time. I love you guys so much. Good luck. I believe in you, and I can't wait to watch and read the story of your life unfold. Until next time.